friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lindsay or LiJo, and today we are going to be talking about how to be more extroverted as an introvert. If you'd like to talk to me more about this subject or anything related to your cognitive journey, you can book a video session with me below on Snug. 2 key insights as an introvert, and you just need to take this to the bank, okay? Number 1 is practice makes perfect, and I understand. I also want to just study psychology. I also want to just understand the humans. I want to understand every nuance to them and how they work and read the thing and then understand the thing and just think about it, right? Understand the complexities, because then I might be able to extrovert. It doesn't work that way. All right. So the more you go out there and you actually try doing it, the more comfortable you get. All the extroverts are probably like, Unfortunately, that's the truth. So number 2 is conversations aren't contracts. I used to get like a lot of social, I guess you could say, anxiety about like engaging in a conversation, because I was like, if I don't like this conversation, or if this is like, I don't know what they're talking about, like, how do I get out of it? Like, how can I escape? Like, now I'm going to be trapped in this conversation I don't want to be in. It's perfectly socially appropriate to have a few sentence interaction and move on. So conversations aren't contracts. You can leave whenever you want to. It's not a big deal. Now let's get into the real part. 3 tips for embracing extroversion, dipping your toe into that slightly more extroverted pool, but in a way that you're still comfortable. So number 1, environment. You want to start comfortable alone. See, we're all on the same page. We like that word. So how do you set yourself up for success, right? You learn to go to the places where the extroverted things are happening and get really, really, really comfortable being there alone by yourself, right? Because that's what's easiest. And that's what we're going to try to do first. And actually, if you don't get comfortable being in an environment alone, a lot of times what happens is you will use people as like a weird social crutch, and then that gets even stranger, right? So make yourself an environment in an extroverted space that you can feel comfortable and totally yourself in. Now, something that would help me do this, and I still will do this quite often, is I always have my backpack with me, just like most of the time, and it has my laptop in it, and it has kind of like my other emergency I could ever need it. Like, it has like my webcam, and it has, my cables, and this is my backpack, by the way. So I always have my backpack with me. So I have something like I can whip out. I can like whip out my laptop. I can start working on something. I know that's not always socially appropriate, but you know what? I kind of get away with it a lot more than probably I should. Once you're comfortable in the space, it's a lot easier to start engaging with other people. All right, so number 2, and I can't believe I have this as a heading because now I'm reading it back and it's probably the most cringe thing I've ever wrote, but is number 2, authenticity. Be yourself. Okay, just give me a second, all right? Don't mask your true self to fit in an environment. People appreciate authenticity, and they can usually tell when you are pretending or you're faking it or you're trying to be a role in your own movie that no one else is in. And also, in case nobody has told you recently, I like you 10 times better when you're actually yourself, because this life is very limited, and I don't want to see the facade of who you think I want to see. I want to see you in your own genuine psychology and all of that's beauty and all of your imperfections. Like, that's what's cool. I don't need a bad acting. Be yourself in your interactions, because 1, you deserve to do that for yourself, and 2, it's a lot more comfortable for people when you're not trying to be something or someone that you're not. All right, and number 3, accept imperfection. Often introverts have such a well-defined introverted approach or strategy to something like extroverted interactions. Like, we have like this category of like, this is how I am going to approach extroverted interactions. This is how I'm going to have these conversations with people. This is how I'm going to approach. And it's like, we set a standard that doesn't allow us to do 2 things. 1, have the experience and get the reps, because we're too like caught up on like how we're going to approach extroversion. And 2, having the realization that imperfection is the standard. You have an introverted function first. You have a way, right, that you kind of contrive to approach things. That will cause you not to approach them, right? because you're stuck on having it be your way, your vision, your way of going about. Imperfection is the standard in social interactions. You might not believe that, but the extroverts, they know that's true, and that's why they're very comfortable in social interactions. Why is the extrovert so comfortable out there, right? Because they know they don't have to do anything perfectly, because guess what? The human experience isn't perfect and people are making mistakes all the time, and so that's normal. That's accepted. And that's why the extroverts do the social extroversion thing so well, is because they are objectively looking at human social interactions and they know that imperfection is the norm. So somewhere in your introverted brain, you may have come up with some concept of how things should be in these interactions of sorts, how to be truly extroverted. It's all a lie that your little introverted brain has come up with and is trying to tell you is true. You're going to be awkward at times. You're going to bump into the lady with the coffee behind you and she's going to spill it into your backpack. You're going to wear shoes one day where the sole just decides to detach as you're walking. And you know what? It's all right. I hope this gives you a little bit of inspiration to try some interactions, to take an approach, but not too much of an approach. Imperfection is key. That's it for this video. I'll see you guys in my next one. Goodbye, internet friends.